Hello everyone, my name is Adini. This presentation is for Lab 2 Open Source Intelligence, Passive Recon in CYB 610 Penetration Testing, and Risk Management. Today I'll be walking you through how I perform reconnaissance on Target Corporation, focusing on their Executive Vice President and Chief Information and Product Officer Pratt Vermana. Everything I'll discuss today uses only public information gathered ethically and legally. And the goal is to show how we can review an organization's exposure and how information could be used to strengthen defenses. For this lab, my objective was to perform passive reconnaissance using tools like Maltigo and OSINT framework. I focused on mapping target corporation external footprint, things like domain, subdomain, IP addresses, and network associations. I also researched one C-suite executive, Pratt Vermana, to demonstrate how attackers personalize social engineering attempts. Finally, I'll connect this to legal, ethical, and Christian perspective, explaining how we can use the knowledge responsibly and within moral and professional boundaries. There are several different phases of cyber corporations, and today we'll be looking at target identification and the reconnaissance passive, staying inside the Recon phase helps reinforce the importance of respecting boundaries and following ethical testing guidelines. Using Maltigo, I started with the root domain. Standard transforms immediately reveals critical infrastructure like public IP ranges for potential scanning, mapping the IP to net blocks and DNS MX records. Visual mapping makes it easier to see the bigger picture, for example, identifying shared servers or external dependencies that might not stand out when looking at broad data. I initiated our reconnaissance using the OSINT framework as our methodology guide. This structured approach ensured casting a wide net across public data sources systematically, not randomly, using the OSINT framework website as a guide, which is basically a categorized directory of safe, passive to perfect for staying legal. It ensures that all information gathered comes from an open source, not intrusive scan or unauthorized access. Next, I added the Executive Vice President and Chief Information and Product Officer Pratt Vimana as a person entity in Maltigo. I focused only on public available professional information, such as his official bio from the target corporation site and his LinkedIn page. This approach demonstrates how easy open source data can be collected on high profile individuals without crossing any ethical or legal boundaries. This also shows how his type of data could be leveraged in a real world scenario, like crafting a spear phishing pretext or email, or identifying organization exposure points. The goal here isn't to invade privacy, but highlight how publicly accessible information can be used to strengthen security awareness and protection measures. This template leverages Vermana's actual priority and creates plausible urgency. The technical specificity increases credibility with IT staffs. This fake domain resembles legitimate target corporation infrastructure. Critical reminder, this is for training only. We will not send actual phishing email as this violates GCU's conduct policies. The spear phishing email is effective because it exploits unquestionable executive authority. We impersonate Pratt Vimana because his name carries immediate weight with IT staffs. The email creates urgency with a hard Q4 deadline and uses precise technical terms like Kubernetes clusters to sound authentic. The request to authenticate here frames a dangerous action as a standard security step, while the fake domain appears to be a legitimate internal tool. The target face a conflict, follow security policy or comply with an urgent executive request. Under pressure, the executive request often wins. From a Christian worldview, our work must balance technical capability with moral responsibility. We are called to be truth tellers, Ephesians 4:25, in our reporting and protectors of systems that serve communities. The principle of stewardship applies to both our clients' assets and the truth placed in us. We must operate under proper authority, both earthly legal authority and divine moral authority. Thank you for your attention. I'm happy to take questions about our findings, the ethical consideration, or our proposed next step. Let's ensure we proceed with both technical excellence and ethical integrity. These are the references used. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.